transfer it within seconds. And I believe this is the huge chance for artists that they can now monetize their digital assets within the blockchain.
Yes.
Back in the days, it took ages. It was just not convenient to own digital assets. And nowadays, it is part of our life.
Definitely. Yes, and that's huge in the artist industry, right? Being able to own your artwork in perpetuity, as we know, like with contracts, all these things will. Contract law
Yeah.
is very interesting, right? And sometimes people think they own something or that their sole ownership, but really the company or multiple other entities own it. So right, so blockchain breaks it down to for that transparent level, and right, that's huge in art, that's huge in business as well. I was recently speaking with Lone Schroeder of Concordium, and they were saying the same thing. With you can create these digital twins of real assets, real things, and then it just the transferability and the finalization and transparency is on another level. So yeah, please tell us more about your digital art gallery and kind of maybe what that looks like and how that's been setting that up and how it's currently going and the interest and whatnot.
Okay, the art gallery, actually, I started it as a kind of hobby because of an art lover and being always in the IT field. We started it around 6 years ago. It was a traditional art gallery working with a lot of great artists. And 2 years ago, after the move of our whole system and the imaginations and going on blockchain, we thought, why we don't turn it into a NFT gallery. How we do it is in different aspects. Now we have two locations. The older location, we are turning it down. It was quite small. Now we have a larger one coming up. What are we doing there is just to show the people how to connect digital art and offline art. It means there is a lot of variety of traditional art there with a beautiful screen at the side that shows the reality of the virtual reality of it or the animation of the works.
And those things are perfect examples also how the blockchain somehow combines the world with each other, which I guess is quite a nice thought also in the current difficult times.
Yes, without doubt, and that's so interesting and definitely a new thing that we're seeing with entertainment and of course with art, right? Being able to be in a different country, different time zones, and still being able to see the exact same thing, and also the artists, no matter where they are, still right being able to retain their rights and just all that beautiful stuff that we're talking about. Like you said, it's interesting how yes, email and the internet as we have it now, just like we're on in Web 2, I guess you could say. It connects us very much so, but Web 3 and blockchain, it almost brings it to, not almost, it brings it to a whole nother level of, being personal. And especially because the amazing thing with, yes, the internet brings us together, but what we know is almost half the people that are on the internet are fake, right? They're robots or they're people that are using, these bots for marketing. So it's blockchain verifies you're actually talking to a real human. So with that, of course, we all have our own journey into it. What do you think is maybe a block for artists or other people that you have been talking to kind of get it into their mind or just kind of understand blockchain and realize that this is something that they can implement?
Look, I don't see much barriers. The problem is mostly the traditional art organizations, as of galleries, as of museums. Our problem is those people because they think they lose business by joining the international movement into digital and blockchain.
Right.
And that's why they're always bad talking about the whole technology thing. And they are like recommending to their artists that don't do it, doesn't make sense, nobody sells, it doesn't work out. I think those are and I always say in different seminars that we have, always say, try it, give it a try.
Definitely.
Nobody knows it, nobody knows how to do it, give it a try. artèQ, we are not the only one in this field. There's thousands of great companies working in this field and building it up. they should try once with any of partners. Of course, they're welcome to work with us, but if they once do it with an organization like us, then they get a full feeling. They can use our history. They can use our what we have learned from, because it's a learning phase required for everyone, whether it's an artist or whether it's an organization or gallery. Always we invite them. Without trying, without joining this world, you wouldn't be able to understand it well. The fear is always to start with, because we see a lot of our great artists, when they kick off, then they don't want to leave the scene anymore. But the first move is always a question. Like when first we were talking to museums, they were like, no way. And after they sold $5 million, they were like, oh, it was not bad idea. Good that we did it. It was like, it's always promoted.
For sure, right? And yeah, I've worked with a number of artists and I've worked with some museums, and I do see that sometimes reluctancy. Like you're saying, it's not necessarily on the artist level, it's like the institutional level. It's like somehow they think it's going to eat away at their profits, but in actuality, it's bringing you more exposure, likely more money as well to come with it. And just, right, the artist is in control, and they're really retaining their rights, right? And we've seen some artists that have broken into the scene from the traditional side, like the big ones, right? Beeple, and I think Banksy also had an NFT, right? So it's very simple to move. A lot of artists already do digital art. It's literally just putting a blockchain.
The thing is, it totally makes sense also when it comes from an art historical perspective. I mean, look back in the times. We started with cave paintings. So the old masters, they painted the beautiful paintings on wood.
Right.
Then we had canvas, and even and in the 20th century, so let's say in the 17th, 80s, digital art came part of our life. However, so far, artists couldn't monetize their paintings.
Right.
And now the game changer is the blockchain.
Right.
So the thing is, digital art is here since 40 years. Nevertheless, it was no explosion given the fact that the artists couldn't make money out of it. Right. And now everything changed with the blockchain, and that is the huge revolution.
Definitely. And right, having that leverage, I guess I should say, that is a huge key component. And look, just exactly like we're saying, art has already been digital. Most art is already digital, even if somebody has it physically in a painting, right? But it's bringing that realness to it. Like, right? Somebody can take a picture of a JPEG or somebody's NFT, but do you have the blockchain address? Do you know exactly where it derived from? That's the true essence of it. And like, especially in this world of so much fake stuff on the internet and real life, right, that's really needed, right? So please tell us a little bit more about of the tools that you provide for your artists when they're creating their art and NFTs, and also how you all differ from some of these other companies that are doing similar type of work.
So basically, what we have seen on the market is there are a lot of different marketplaces. What we're trying to do is we build up our auction house. It's going to be a digital auction house, very similar to the traditional auction houses that we know. For instance, with Christie's. So basically, what we want to do is, and you already mentioned it somehow. We really want to bring real people, into the market to auction against each other. So basically how it will work, everyone has an avatar sitting in a beautiful room. And then basically I know you, I know, okay, Brian is next to me, he has his avatar, and I want to beat him up within the auction. So this is something that we are very much working on. Wow. We want to get reality back into the metaverse, into the digital auction house. Wow. And then, for instance, as soon as you have bidden for an artwork, you somehow you increase your height, and so everyone knows. Okay, Brian is now bidding on that. Now it's Jürgen bidding. Farbod is over there. He's bidding. He's already two aside. And this is something that we have seen within the last 3 years, that the auctions nowadays, they have somehow lost the link to reality. And this is something that we are working on. To bring it back, then also to introduce properly the artist with the marketing campaign, and yeah, this is our way how we tackle it. Obviously, what we also do within our galleries. So basically, how it works is we have 2 galleries now in Vienna. Nevertheless, we have our partner galleries. There's one in Miami, as I mentioned, one in Istanbul, Berlin, and we really want to be the first artèQ gallery movement with different galleries all around the world supporting NFTs artists, or supporting digital artists, and then somehow also transfer NFTs, the digital art they have, through the individual places, and also maybe make an exhibition in all the single galleries that we have around the world at the same time with only one artist. So there are so many possibilities that we are working on.
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing to be able to bring these cities together and all these galleries, right? And to be able to give these artists these tools, right? I think that's one of the big things that some artists and even institutions that are skeptical, it's like the blockchain is a tool, right? It's just like the internet. It's just another, it's another type of tool that you can use, and especially when it comes to ownership and art and all these great things, that's a major element that you need to make sure that things are verified, and especially in the art space. Yeah, please go ahead.
This is also something that is totally unique at the artèQ Capital. I really want to stress out this because I believe that's something that we are very hard working on. So we are investing in different projects. We are investing in different artists to collect the most or the best digital art portfolio worldwide. And we give our investors, our token holders, the chance to be part of this whole collection that we are building up with our expertise. Given that we are working with so many museums all around the world, we have the chance to not only develop the NFTs, but also to buy it first and also to a cheaper level. And as Farbod already mentioned, the thing nowadays is there's so many digital artists, beautiful pieces out there. However, people don't know where to start.
Right.
So what we do is with artèQ Capital is we are building the portfolio, and people can participate in our knowledge by investing in our token. Our token is now available on Bitmart and Max, and also on Uniswap.
Okay.
And even better, what we have seen, and we are, Farbod and me, we are in the space quite a long time, and we will. The thing is, if you're so much into it, you should never forget the decentralized aspects of blockchain. What is blockchain about? It's about the people. It's about the community. So we decided to build up artèQ Capital, and within the next 3 to 4 months, it's going to be a DAO. So we are basically just proposing the different projects to our community, and the community will vote, and the majority will decide what we are investing in.
Interesting.
So we are now planning on an application where basically every artèQ token holder gets 3 questions every Friday afternoon saying, hey, artèQ token holder, we have 3 beautiful artists. Do you want to invest in A, B, or C? Boom, majority decides.
Wow. It's great to hear about this stuff, especially because I know the moniker, or not the moniker, but the notion of like the starving artist, right? A lot of people are really good artists, and I know some people that are really great, but it's like just tap into this next level and your art can be being seen in Vienna, right? It could be in Miami. If you work with these places that are trying to help you and also bring that human element, because just as we're talking about like this transition of Web 2 to Web 3, yes, we're really connected, but there's some, just like we're talking about, there's so much fake stuff on the internet. There's a lot of non-humaneness. I don't know if that's a word, but there's a lot of stuff where it's just fake, right? In this Web 2 space. So Web 3, it's cool. It's really cool with your token, how you're giving your the holders those rights and being able to bring it like they're actually in a real auction house, right? When you just buy something online and even do some auctions on eBay, it's not the same, right? You might be betting against a robot.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For real.
Bringing humanity back to this space.
Yes, and that's an amazing space, and especially when it comes to artists, right? That's what you want to do in the first place. You're trying to connect with the person who's viewing your art, whether it's the day you released whatever it is, or years and years, 100 years, decades, right? Cave paintings, right? You're trying to connect with that person on more so of a personal level, instead of just seeing it on a screen, right? Yeah. So that's.
You know, the thing is, there's so many projects we're working on. 2 museum projects are in pipeline. Unfortunately, I can't tell you which because NDA is signed. But there are some nice projects coming up, and maybe some last thought from my side. Having the boom, the increase of market volume in 2021 was actually a good, also, and well, it has both. It has a good side and it has let's say a difficult side on it. The good side, obviously, is that so many people got involved into NFTs, into Web3, into blockchain.
For sure.
This was very good. Nevertheless, what we have seen is an increase of bad quality projects. So I believe that everyone now active in a space really should use the time to develop and to increase knowledge, develop high quality projects, and not make some rush project and just throw some bullshit on the market.
Definitely.
It really takes time to, bringing education to the institutions, whether they're museum galleries or normal companies, and really design and work hard on good quality projects.
Definitely, without a doubt. I mean, that's huge. Look at some of these NFT marketplaces, and you'll see some of the NFTs that are going for even hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, and you're like, what is this? It's like this is literally like nothing. It's like, right, a little JPEG, and then on top of it, right, if you own certain NFTs like you guys will have, there's more utility behind it. It's like, are you really just going to own something that you? I mean, of course, pictures are beautiful. Having pictures of your family, that's one thing. But if it's something random, it's a piece of artwork. Maybe you want a little bit more on top of it, especially in this Web3 world that we're moving into. So yeah, I think that's great with your community. You're focusing on them, right? You're not focusing on trying to just make a buck. You're not trying to just put out your own work. You're focusing on building that community first, which is a key element in art and, of course, in crypto in general, and also bringing that real the identity behind it too. So yeah, thank you so much, Jürgen, for your time today. There's a lot of great stuff to look forward to with artèQ. Definitely, and yeah, I'm really interested in art in general, so I'm also going to really look into artèQ and real estate as well, looking into. So yeah, thank you again for your time, and please, best of luck to.
Thank you so much.
Yes, best wishes to your upcoming exhibits. Bye bye. See you.